Hi, welcome back to the video on the materials management. Previous video in part 1 we have seen till the using standard components. Now we move on to the supplier development. So for supplier development there is no single approach to supplier development. Purchasing and supply management professionals, they must select the most appropriate approach to suit the relationship with the supplier, because supplier relationship is very important and at times it is mandatory for the organization to improve the supplier development. There are different types and approaches to supplier development that are appropriate for different supply market. So supplier development involves embracing supplier expertise and aligning it to the buying organization's business need, and where appropriate, vice versa. So the objectives for development can be relatively minor, just slight adjustment in staffing levels, or very substantial such as appraisal and relaunch of an entire range of critical products. Next we move on to guiding designs. So design for manufacturing, we call that DFM, and design for assembly, DFA. They are the integration of product design and process planning into one common activity. So the goal is to design the product that is easily and economically manufactured, and the heart of any design or manufacturing system is a group of design principles or guidelines that are structured to help the designer reduce the cost and difficulty in manufacturing of such items. So some are like reduce the total number of parts, or develop a modular design, or use of standard components, design parts for multi-use or multifunctional, so that you can minimize the handling, like that. So next is introducing new materials. So today's manufacturing and assembly units, they are becoming increasingly robotics driven, and it reduces the labor cost. And the use of sensor data during manufacturing, fabrication or assembly, that will bring in new methods of production control parameters, and that will enhance the quality control efficiency. So these are all about the functions of material management. Next we move on to the operating environment. So operating environment, we know that operation management always works in a very complex environment. Why we call it as a complex environment? The reason being the important factors that it deals with. So if you talk about a few important factors like government regulation, economy, competition, customer expectations and quality, few you can name it. So here some of the details that has been given on the slide. So let us just move on one by one. The very first one is the government regulation. So government regulation of any business, it is very extensive at all the levels, we can say, and it applies to areas like environment, safety, product liability and taxation. So the government do control business through economic planning, industrial policies and industrial licensing, including labor law and regulations of foreign trade. Let us move on to the next complex structure, which is economy. So any favorable environment usually influence the demand for the company's product or services and the availability of inputs. So just think what happens if there is a recession. So the demand for the products decreases while increase in the cost of other factors of production, majorly the cost of materials. So the change in marketplace also could be the reason for economic challenges posed to the business. Example could be the taste and preferences of the consumers, or shifts in the age of the population and low population growth, free trade between countries and increased global competition. Competition being the other major criteria when it comes to a operations environment. So competition is very severe today and it is in the market. So manufacturing companies always face a very stiff competition throughout the world. They find foreign competitors selling in their own local markets, even though they themselves may not be selling in foreign markets. So companies are also restoring more to worldwide sourcing. Movement of material are relatively less costly comparatively to the previous days, and when we talk about the communication, these are very fast, effective and cheap. So information and data can be moved almost instantly halfway around the globe. So the internet allows the buyers to search out new sources of supply from anywhere in the world as easily as they can from local sources. So currently, operating environment is heavily influenced by the way of communication is growing. The next important factor is customer. Both consumers and industrial customers, they become much more demanding and improving the range of characteristics they offer. So some of the characteristics and selection customers expect in the products and services that they buy are maybe higher price if it is the right quality for the products and services that they opt from the companies, and delivery lead time, very pre-sale and after sale services we failed in the market to perform when they are not bothered to address the customers, and product and volume flexibility. Next very important is quality. So since competition is international and aggressive, successful companies provide quality that not only meets customers' high expectations but also exceeds them. So a major part of material management is ensuring materials going into production that are correct and of very high value, and that smoothly and improves the overall finished goods quality. And next important environment, one such the operating environment is the orders qualifiers and winners. So why do you brand whenever you buy certain products? Why companies must earn customers' loyalty and respect? Because the usually results in sales. So we are going to examine order winners and qualifiers and understand the difference between these two terms. You must understand that both of these terms were created by Terry Hill, a professor of London Business School. So why do you choose to buy a specific firm's goods and services? So order winners, when we discuss about the order winners, they are the competitive advantages for quality, delivery speed, reliability, product design, flexibility and image. So these are which the customer gives the company's product or services. So it is the main reason why customer purchase company's product continuously. When we discuss about the order, they are the competitive advantages that the company must demonstrate in order to win the competition in the business area. For example, if company products does not meet the minimum standards on order qualifiers, then the customer will ignore and reject their product. So these are all the basic criteria that stick on to. That is why we call them order qualifiers. So in regards to operations, a company only needs to meet the minimum criteria to be considered part of the competitive set. So the difference between order winners and qualifier is that order qualifiers are not competitive standards that make a firm's product viewed as fit for the purchase by customers, while order winners, they are the standards that separate the product and services from one firm to the another. So in order for a firm to deliver order qualifiers, they have to be at least as good as their competition. If a company wants to deliver order winners, they have to surpass their competitors. So operations, with the help from marketing, they usually identify their order winners and focus their internal strategies on delivering those categories such as speed, innovation and the quality. So how important it is. Next one is manufacturing strategies. So a highly market oriented company will focus on meeting or exceeding customer expectations, and they become order winners. In such a company, all functions must contribute towards winning a strategy. That is a strategy that allows it to supply the needs of the marketplace and provide fast on timely delivery. So next we move on to delivery lead time. So from the supplier perspective of an order and to the delivery of the product. From customer perspective, it may be the time for the placement of order, the transmittal at what point the customers are receiving. So the customer prefer the shortest time from the order of the placement. So manufacturing must design a strategy to achieve this. So, we have the 4 basic strategies. So, engineer to order, make to order, assemble to order and make to stock. So, these are all the 4 major strategies. Let us see one by one. So, we have the very first one, engineer to order. So, this means that the customer specifications require unique engineering design. If you see, the engineering to order goes from design, purchase, manufacture, assemble and shipping. So, here the customer specification requires unique engineering design and a significant customization. So, the customer is highly involved in the product design. So, inventory will not normally be purchased until needed by the manufacturing. So, delivery lead time is the long because it involves not only purchase lead time, but also the design as such. So, one of the highest delivery lead time that when you compare to the other strategies you have. Next one is make to order. So, this means that the manufacturer does not make the product until the customer order is made, already have in the inventory. They include custom design components as well. So, that there is a little design time is required and inventory is held as a raw material. Next one is assemble to order. Here that is only for the component that the manufacturer already has got inventory and they just go for assembling according to the customer's order. So, the delivery lead time is design time needed and inventory is already. Customer involvement in the design for the product is limited to the selecting the component part, that is the options that company gives to them. The next one is the make to supplier manufactures the goods and sells from finished goods inventory. That is why we have manufacture